Greetings Multiverse! The day is finally here. Gotham Knights has a release date, and it's probably a little bit later than anyone, including myself, ever suspected. October the 25th, in fact, which is exactly 9 years to the day since Warner Bros. Montreal's last game, Batman Arkham Origins. This is of course very exciting news. We finally have a firm release date when we're exactly going to play the next DC Comics game. And so the big question now is, why is it so late? You don't need me to tell you the release date, you probably already know it, but hopefully you're coming to me to ask, DC Comics Gamer, why did you say that the latest it would be the first week of October, and not basically the last week of October as it actually is? I'm glad you asked that. As for the June release date, that was me being profoundly optimistic as I said so in the video. I was genuinely hopeful that Gotham Knights would get released in summer, and the announcement of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga just 2 months before that game's release date in April gave me hope that Gotham Knights was going to pull something similar, or at least be a 3-month difference. To be honest though, I did not ever truly think it was going to be June. I did think it was going to be later, after the summer, and I must admit in my last video about the beta, as soon as I started thinking October to myself, I started thinking, yes, Gotham Knights is actually going to push October. 2 of the Arkham games have launched in October very successfully, and Halloween of course is very closely related to Batman. Even the recent The Batman movie is set around Halloween. But why did I think it was only the first week of October? Why is the last week of October really bad? Because it's the holiday season. I thought that the first week of October would be the last possible date that Warner Bros. Could get away with before they entered the holiday season and everything went crazy. Because I thought if they released any later than that, then Gotham Knights had a good chance of being swamped by all the various holiday releases. In October alone, we're talking Forspoken, we're talking Starfield, we're talking the next Call of Duty. All major names, and while I think Gotham Knights has a good chance of wiping the floor with Forspoken, it will struggle against Starfield and Call of Duty, or everything else coming out in October, November time. Why is this the case? If it was a Batman Arkham title, it would have a real shot. If it was Batman Arkham, then everyone would want it. It'll be a major title of the year. It could stand up to literally anything. But without Batman, with the title Gotham Knights, and where the biggest character in it is Nightwing, that is far more dangerous, and it's far more arrogant of Warner Brothers to imagine that they could take on the likes of Call of Duty with the Bat family sans Batman. You just have to look at other projects to see how well a Batman-like thing without Batman can do. The Batwoman TV show, for example, is possibly on its last legs and has never been very popular. Even the Batgirl movie, which actually has Batman in it, is considered high risk by Warner Brothers and is only getting an HBO Max release so far. Again, that's despite having Batman actually in it. As far as we're aware, Gotham Knights does not have Batman in it. Certainly not playable, and it's certainly not advertising him in any shape or form. And so this title, without Batman, is essentially not a Batman game. And so they're going into the holiday season armed without Batman, with just the Bat family in a really anticipated game that has been barely seen in 2 years. That they have done basically no marketing for and have got their work cut out for them over the next 7 months. I admittedly was worried about Gotham Knights and its sales for a long time. I was worried it wasn't going to be big enough. I was worried Warner Bros. Were actually going to dump it at some point. Because even compared to Suicide Squad, Gotham Knights doesn't have quite the draw. For starters, it's only 2-player co-op, and none of the characters in the Bat family have the caliber of, say, Harley Quinn, as much as we prefer not to admit it. Can Gotham Knights do well against all the other holiday releases? It certainly has a chance. Call of Duty is certainly the big competitor for the year, and they're wildly different games, but in general there's usually a glut of games around the holiday period for obvious reasons. It's the holiday period. People are buying these games for their kids, saving them up for Christmas or whatever. That's why so many games release in January and February now, because they've decided, nah, we don't actually want to take on the holiday masses anymore because it's too much of a risk to any game that isn't Call of Duty or something that big. And I'm not certain that Gotham Knights Knights is that big. Certainly not without Batman. Suicide Squad? Maybe. Gotham Knights? So I personally think it's crazy for Warner Brothers to release Gotham Knights on October the 25th. But then again, this is Warner Brothers. They do whatever they like, whether it makes any logical sense or not. If this had made logical sense, I would have predicted it. In fact, I would have called October the 25th right from the start. I didn't think that Gotham Knights would release later in October, is because you'd have to be crazy to release a game like Gotham Knights without a major hero in it, like Batman, so late in October and so deep into the holiday season, with so much competition. But that's exactly what Warner Brothers are choosing to do, and I really hope it does well. I'm going to be cheerleading the game for all of the next 7 months and beyond. I am very excited. I really hope it does do well, and I'm going to be doing everything I can to make sure it does do well, and I hope all of you guys do the same. It's certainly my #1 most wanted game for the year, and I'm going to be playing the absolute crap out of it, including on this channel. So I'm very excited to see it in October. I'm just really annoyed that I'm going to have to wait until the end of October to do it. Hopefully I'll get the chance before then in my professional capacity, but that's a little bit up in the air. I cannot predict that. I cannot predict Warner Brothers. You guys are just going to have to wait and see. But for now, Gotham Knights definitely is releasing on October the 25th, 2022. Unless it slips again, of course. But hopefully that won't happen. Will it, Warner Brothers? What do you guys think? Do you think this is a crazy time for Gotham Knights to release? Or do you think 9 years after Arkham Origins makes a lot of sense? Do you think it has a chance in the holiday period, even without Batman? Let me know in the comments below, or on the Inside the Multiverse Discord server, which you'll find a link to in the description below. Please like, share and subscribe, that all really helps me out. And check out other videos on DC Comics Gamer. I've got a lot on Gotham Knights, including the surprise appearance of the beta, which suggested that a release date was imminent. And it absolutely was. For now, thanks for watching folks, and Multiverse out.